Hi guys, congratulations for passing through the round number 3. And as you guys can know from the result page of the round 3, we are still gaining profit more than the first round and the second round, which is for more than 40,000. And email campaign still on fire with profit up to $50 but there's a slightly problem here about the ad conversion rate because it's slightly decreased in the ad conversion rate. The last round, which is round 2, we have 5.39%, and now it decreased slightly by 0.04%. It's a small number, but it says something that the ad and the product and the landing page that we show is still not relevant with the people who are looking for it. And the email campaign has, because we go in a different direction this time, we only sent 2,400 subscribers, and we still offer them the two products. um, Different from the other rounds is the one product, which is may result in that they did not know what to choose. And also these two products, which is the Sony A7R and a Nikon D5500, we target and we think that those are the professionals, and whatever they still choose one of them because they want to, how can I say, invest in the good camera for their professional photography skills. But unfortunately, maybe those professionals don't like to read the ads from the email so much. They rather find for themselves because they're professionals. So the open rate slightly decreased from 19% down to 16, and also click rate of the email from the email to the landing page of the product is only 7%. We will dig deep and make the ROI only like 40.15%, which means we only gain the benefit, the profit 40% comparing to what we are putting out. So if we go on the scoreboard, there are only two group submissions, which is us and the other group. And luckily for us that comparing with the revenue, the profit, the ROI, we're still ahead of them and quite a very big gap. But comparing with the rich, they are getting rich more and more, but we still keeping the rich like around nearly 250k. And that is because we don't want to waste the money on the not potential keywords. That makes and we also want to focus on the conversion rate more than the reach, because as I say, the more reach we have but not relevant, the more dangerous that the conversion rate will be lower. But this time, even we optimize the reach without exceeding that much, but the conversion rate is still not relevant. The conversion rate is still decreased, so it means that not relevant, the ad not relevant, the keyword not relevant, and even the product. There are so many factors to be explained about this kind of condition and this kind of result. So we will go through the page of results, and then I will analyze based on my Excel file, and then we can move further into what can we do next for better optimization. So as you see, we are in ahead of the others, which is the quite a big gap. So that is a good sign. But there's still a lot of things to do. It's like in my opinion, the more important is not beating others, but the more important is beating ourselves. We have to win ourselves from time to time in order to be better. The others can catch up later. So ad impressions, as I say, still remains. Ad clicks slightly increase because but based on the portions of when we divided the clicks and the ad impression, which will give us the CTR, and then when we get the conversion divided by the click, we will get the ad conversion rate. And quite frankly, it's like when people like the ad, they click on the ad, and when they see the landing page, they want to click out. So it's like, how can I say? I didn't say the main problem is a landing page, because if the ad misdirect them into the wrong landing page, also it will cause that. It's both the ad and the landing page problems. So what really happened in those kind of things? As you see, the bigger problem here is the ad, because the CTR is not that high. Conversion rate is still in the average, but the CTR is not that high, which means that the keywords and the ads doesn't match up with each other so well. And the lowest, as we can see here, is about the Nikon D5500. Even though it still gained most of the benefits, and the highest one who gained the benefit is Canon Rebel T3i. But more on the interesting things after, when we dig deep into each ad group, what really happened deep in there. First, the Canon Rebel keyword. As you can see, there is a lot of potential, but also a lot of highly risk and a lot of uh, things to be get rid of again. Because when I look through these kind of files, I just realized something, that this is really maybe based on the real life, because some of the product we see that is very highly potential, people buy a lot in the previous round, doesn't mean that, doesn't guarantee that it will be it will that be good again in the next round, which is in the scenario like this is a Canon Rebel T3i. So which keyword, when I sort things out to find the most profitable keywords, okay, here are those. Basically, people really love to look at those kind of products, and even especially this is the general keyword, which is we very highly bid. So we can say that we kinda successful when competing with the Canon. With our biggest competitor is the Canon, because uh because they don't bid this keyword so well, or they bid this keyword, but when comparing the ad of them and the ad of us, it's like we attract the searchers more than the Canon or the other competitors in general, which gives us a very good in average kind of conversion rate. uh, I just color this as long as I talk, because I want you guys to see it very clearly. But the best one is the Canon, these two products. Maybe they're on sales, it doesn't necessarily to be the newest, like they're on sales, the new products came out and they realized those are the best optimized products already with good price. And also some of them, when talking about technology or camera, it also depends on the personality of the searchers or the trends, or how can I say, like some people like wait for the sales to buy, because at that time it might cheaper than the newest products, something like that. And now we can see for a matter of fact that sometimes only average bit of CPC is quite good enough, more than we try to focus on raise the bid too high. In this case, we raise the bid by only, this is raised 100%, this is raised nearly 50%, nearly 100%, and we still gain the highest conversion rate, which is very good, because conversion rate more than 10% is considered to be very good, and highest profits of course. And other keywords also performing well. but I quite don't understand why they cannot calculate this, because basically it's simple, like taking the conversion divided by the clicks, and that's how we get the conversion rate. But the, maybe in the stimulation there's some kind of background running algorithm, or they try to uh how can I say, like avoid the scam, avoid the black hat. They think that, they think those kind of conversion made by the black hat, so that's why they cannot convert. But anyway, I still count it as that. And pay attention to this bad boy, because even though they get high profit, but the conversion rate is not so good. Maybe high profit because the high margin, but it doesn't mean that our ad, landing page, and keyword is performing good in this kind of scenario. So that's also one to pay attention to. Should we optimize, analyze deep further into this, or should we get it out? As you remember, the yellow color is the higher risk more than the blue color. Also, this one, very low conversion rate, still make a profit, CPA still under, but is it worth it? Or we can just exclude it out? Yeah. Whoever analyze this kind of keywords can just calculate the conversion rate. But if you see that it may not be trustworthy, for example, this kind of conversion rate, clicks here, may give us 50% conversion rate, but it doesn't mean anything because the impression is so low, and the click-through rate also superly low, which is make themselves, though they get a high profit, but other metrics is so low, which means considered to be, how can I say, not good in the next coming round, and those are might be better. Yeah, to practice this, I just show you guys how to, like, how my brain analyze based on what I know is the best metric to consider whether or not a keyword is sorted to be a good or a bad keyword, and should we continue to pour money into them, or lower the bid, or just simply exclude them out. So that's how I kind of sort the keywords. You can find the files that I already upload in the digital marketing Google Drive, which I create a new folder called round 3, and I upload these Excel files on the on the on the file. So basically we have run through the keywords, and now we move to the most interesting part. Whoever with me, Nhung, Anna, Rebecca, we yesterday has seen the very surprisingly phenomenon that even though our main product is the Canon Rebel T3i, and it's also the most selling in the last round, which is, I remember, is 19 in quantity has been sold last round, and we expect the same thing because last round our main product is Canon Rebel T4i, and we just say, ha, maybe we target the wrong product, and what the people really want is the Canon Rebel T3i. So that's why we switch. But look at the result. Now, even the Canon Rebel T3i is slightly sold less than the Canon Rebel T4i. It's like people is fluctuate all the time when they it's like the Canon users, in my scenario, in my reality scenarios in the Samsung, when the new product came out, I remember it's the Note 9. Well, when I worked there, do you guys know when we run the campaign for the Note 9, which product is the most profitable? Yes, you guys get it right, the S9. Not the Note 9, but the S9. Everybody click in the ad of the Samsung about the Note 9, always move to the S9 to purchase the S9, not the Note 9. So I think when I see this kind of event again, I was like, oh no, not again. and and because at that time, when I look at the result table, I do not know what to say to the customer also. But the customer, when we presented, they seem doesn't care that much because they also want to sell the S9. But the matter of fact is, we still have to explain to them, or else they would say, why does it perform so bad on the Note 9? And at that time, we find out kind of the reason because not long time ago, as you remember, the Note 7 has exploded a lot. So when people heard about something like Note or Tab, they kind of how can I say, like uh uh yeah, it's like it is the Note 7 or the Tab 7 who is exploded. Yeah, anyway, that exploded and make every kind of bigger Samsung like the Note or the Tab, not the S, is quite under doubt that people will like fear to buy because they will explode again. So that's why it also affect the reputation. Yeah, but interesting is when we run the Note 9, the S9 is the one who said the most. So in this scenario, as you can see, not like based on the past performance always right, because in the reality, I think this simulation is quite good because if it make a result like that, it also rely on the reality, not like only algorithm or something. And yes, that's how human psychology works. When we sell something, they always think that's a scam and they can find better deals by their own, just by like just search around a little bit and they decided to buy something much uh much more profitable in their mind. For example, they will say the T3i and the T4i, look at the price gap. It's like nearly $100 price gap. And but maybe they think that, it's a camera. I want to start as a professional. I know I'm a beginner, but I don't want to be called a beginner. But camera is the worth invested into my career, so I will buy a slightly more expensive than the one that they're selling right now, which may not good. That's why they sell that much. You see what the human psychology can think of anything that is, and that's why as us marketer always have to catch up with those thinkings without paying any expensive price yet. And yes, here we are, the most profitable in this round. Congratulations, is the Rebel T4i. It's like those two really kidding me. Like the last round, we focus on the T4i and the T3i sales best, and this time we switch to the T3i and the T4i sales best. So in my opinion, we should run both of them, and maybe in the next round the other one will sell best. So yeah, that's my thinking right now, really. But as you can see, the Canon PowerShot X660HS is still doing good. Like they sold only three, gained the high revenue. Yeah, not so much high profit, but also the ad click is phenomenon. Which is when people looking for this PowerShot products, they see our ad and they like it, and they decided to uh they decided to purchase the PowerShot instead. Also, one thing to consider about, so whoever in charge of Canon this round should make a decision what to keep, what to eliminate, and should we bring something new. The Canon S, at this kind of round, I start to think the more S maybe not the best decision, because there always the chance that some of the ads always result in zero conversion. But because 1 2 3 rounds is the testing phase, so right now we I think we should stop the test and test something new, which now I will think that the best option is to reduce the amount of ads in each ad group down to three, only three ad that is not in how can I say, it's not in difference of the word and the content so much. We just basically focus on what people want to hear, which is in this scenario when we're talking about the Nikon D5500. The highest ROAS ad is to mention like DSLR, HD, professional, compact camera, photography, basically photography related words and product related words. And the second also high ROAS and conversion rate is the highest, which is the best. Continue again, repeat the name of the product: HD, DSLR, blah blah blah, HD photos, smallest camera to fit, yes, and then so on. You can further analyze these kind of things to write the best ads. So that's yeah. Oh my bad, I mentioned the Nikon, right? No, it's the Canon C3i. So that's the Canon C3i group. And now we move to the GoPro Hero 4, which I'm very happy because at this round GoPro Hero 4 is highly blooming more than the GoPro Hero 7 in the previous round. When we see when we test no when we judge based on the profit, the most profitable is the GoPro Hero 4 and 5, which is right in the target of our main product. Good sign, because we don't want people see the ad, look at the ad, click on the ad, go to the landing page and purchase something else, which means something wrong. Maybe the product, who knows, maybe the human psychology, who knows, but that's also not good. But when we see that the highest profitable keyword is our main product, which means we go in the right direction, which in my opinion GoPro Hero 4 should be concerned more. Keep it, but you guys can suggest another GoPro in order to, how can I say, it's better to have a second option rather than none option at all. So highest profit, highest conversion rate, very good. CPI also low comparing to the average CPI, which is $14. Now with the best performance, we can pass it out. The reason why this is again high profits, but I put them into the yellow area because of the CPA. The CPA here is exceed the average. This is not so much exceed, but the conversion rate also average. The CPA also average, which is in the kind of danger zone. So also one thing to speak about, but I don't want to talk about the one who performed the good on always. I'm going to talk about the one who performed bad, because those are the one who need to be considered the most. So the one who performed the worst, as you can see, has the same common. Conversion rate is extremely low. Anything lower than 4 is considered to be low. And if the conversion rate is lower than 4, but still how can I say, like gaining much profit, CPA is not that high, still considered to be good. Not like in danger zone, but not like really need to be eliminated. But as you can see, the profit is not so good, and even the CPA is extremely high comparing to the average. So it's not considered to be a good keyword. You guys will dig deep why. Maybe it's not relevant anymore, those kind of keywords. Maybe the max CPC is we overbid some kind of it. For example, what kind of keyword we overbid? For example, this is we're not bid enough, or we shouldn't bid at all, should be eliminated. Or this is also considered one of the overbid keyword, which is more than 100% already, and so on. The GoPro Hero group should be analyzed on this, and to make it more optimized in the next round. And also one question, we keep the GoPro Hero 4, which is obviously, but do we need to add one more thing, like to have a second option? That is my opinion. I think we should add. Next, to the GoPro sales. The most profitable one is the GoPro Hero 6. The second is the GoPro Hero 7, and the third one is the GoPro Hero 4, which means that, but the most ad clicks is still the GoPro Hero 4, because that is the main product that we run at this moment, so no doubt. But interesting is 6 and 7 also get bought a lot. by many various of reasons. But when we run for the GoPro Hero 7, not that much purchase if I remember. So also consider what I talk about, the human psychology, the play of the keywords, and also like the trends of the searchers nowadays when they search what they want to really looking for. Go through the list of keywords again. What do they search for? What they search for the most? By seeing the impression to see the trend, by seeing the impression to see the trend, like 2000 impression is what the people search the most. So we can go based up on that to see the trends, and we'll know that why these products are sell the best and why these products are less sales. Should we keep them, or should we boost them more, or should we just eliminate them? The same thing happened with the GoPro Hero 4S, which we have the app that did not perform anything, which is contain the word best price, new waterproof, underwater camera. So now we know those things are not result in good, even though they reach a highly impression. But people do not want to buy much based on what we're selling, according to the app. So moving to the Nikon D5500, which is now slightly a little bit worse than the previous performance, especially in the conversion rate only 4.96%. Also the same technique I use with this group, and see that the related products in here is the best performance. But now I will rather look into the dangerous keywords more. Yellow. The dangerous keywords, in my opinion, is like most of them is the general keyword. So should we go more niche, or is this time to not put so much focus on a Nikon D5500 that much, but maybe rather another product? One thing to think about also, and with the most dangerous keyword is these kind of keyword. These kind of related products also. It's like people it's not worth it to run this kind of product because very less people search for it. Also, these are a lot, but look at the CPA. It's like when they search for it, they like it, they click on the ad, but they don't see that that we're selling these kind of products, so they go out. So we don't want to make them disappointed, right? Because it's not worth it to raise that CPA that high. But in some kind of scenarios, if you guys think about the trends, once again, you guys should go through all the best keywords to see the trend, best impression keywords to see the trends. Maybe in the next round, people will start to search for those things again. Who knows? Yeah, and that's a Nikon keyword. Nikon sales. Unfortunately, our sales is not that good anymore comparing to the Nikon D55. Compare between D5500 and D3X. It's like right now the D5500 is in the decline stage right now, and shouldn't we keep it, or should we choose another one, or should we just eliminate it and choose the new ones only? Consider about that also. Nikon S works the best, works the worst, with two of the S are not working at all with the searchers by various reasons. Maybe that product is not that hot anymore in the decline stage, so nobody cares on clicking on the ad. Yeah, one thing to consider about. So, or the keyword is not performing that good, and when they see it, they don't want to click on it. Consider the Sony group, also the same kind of thinking. And as you can see, the worst performance keyword, also some of them also bring a lot of profit, like these guys, but still the conversion rate cannot be calculated, and some of them is the CTR even low. Why? Still need to analyze further. And then, but the good thing is our hero, which is the A7R, still sell the best with a revenue, with a profit nearly $3,000. So, but the Sony still perform worse with the two ads that people don't click on at all, even though one of them is because the impression is not that good, which is mainly the blame is to on the keywords that they don't search those keywords at all. And this is has a good impression, but nobody purchase based on the ad because the ad is poorly written, or we need to go another direction of the content when writing the ad of a Sony 7R. Not this kind of content anymore. Best digital camera from Sony, people don't care, but these people care. High ratings, free international shipping, high reviews. As you can see, the word related to high reviews ratings are the most that people are likely to click on to buy the Sony. So that is the end of my analysis, and in my opinion we should divide it into group product, not in the specific work anymore, because at this time basically we all know the works already. The keyword analysis, keyword bid, uh choose the keyword, write the ads, optimize the landing page. So I suggest go for the three groups, which is the same kind of concept that we want to target different price range products. The first one is the action camera, which is the GoPro team, or you can, or I don't know if in the product catalog any kind of other thing is considered to be action camera. Action camera may consist two people, which is the best is for I think is Lhasa and Yum. Second is the professional camera, which the product we have right now is the Nikon D5500 and a Sony A7R. Should we keep them, eliminate them, or should we add more? It's based on the group decision, which I may be volunteer because no, maybe they are still performing good. So I will consider giving it to Anna and Rebecca. Oh, professional, I think we should give to Anna and Zara for the best, because Zara knows more about professional cameras more than others, I assume. And the last one is the amateur or the beginner group, which is the we have right now is the Canon. Yes, we have the Canon amateur. I should write a product also, just to be clear. This is GoPro. Team GoPro. This is professional, which is we have right now is Nikon D5500 and Sony A7R. Amateur, we have Canon Rebel right now, T3i. I will work with Rebecca. So basically we still, everybody just read what the round 4 requirements basically I read is optimization and something more about the email campaign, which I will read carefully more. I didn't read it, and but each of the team in the responsible of creating the ad campaigns is the highly weighted of campaigns of all the campaign. And just thinking what we did, like we think about the keywords, should we keep it, eliminate it, why we should keep it, why we should eliminate it, should we overbid it, should we lower the bid, or just try to figure out what the searchers really want, should we include in any other products. At this round we can freely include or exclude any kind of product that we think may be profitable, we include, maybe not profitable and not worth the saving, we just exclude. So it is really freely upon us. And after that We write the new keywords, sort out the new keywords, bid on the keyword based on the suggested bid and the max CPC columns, and write the ads depend on the keywords. We should consider about the most potential keywords to be put in the ad rather than put every keyword in the ad also. And for the landing page, should we change the structure of the landing page into something else, not the buy product anymore? Should we go for the multi products? At this time, the professional teams, especially, maybe other teams also do this as well, the professional team, but I think highly potential is the professional team should thinking about the landing page is should be about the multi products, because we already see the Nikon and the Sony sales or something like that, or the Canon Rebel group also really consider to be the multi product landing page, maybe maybe multi products from Canon only, because people tend to purchase like different kind of Canons, not our main product. And also the GoPro should consider on going to change something a little bit about the landing page strategy also, because people also buy more another GoPro Hero 4 in the previous round still going bloom, but I cannot guarantee for the next round should that people still continue to buy the same thing. So that's basically our task today, and each of the team members just can talk privately with each other about the plan, strategy, and if there is anything that needs to be a whole team discussion, just text us on the group chat, and as and and we will see. So as usual, the deadline of this round still need to be tomorrow 9 p.m. So, and at this time people also know what to do already, so maybe the process can be faster than before. And yeah, we will see what will happen on the round 4. Go team. Thank you and bye bye.